It's footy from all angles on the 360 agenda. No, is that how we do this? No,
yeah.
Is that us?
It is this week.
Are we that one?
No.
Is that no? What? Which one are we then? We're not that one.
No, we're not that one. Des, who are we?
Who are we? Who are you?
I don't know.
We're the boys. We're the AFL armchair advisors. Three of us back in the studio. 1, 2, and 3. It's the triumvirate of evil. The Holy Trinity, back where we belong. Boys, it's fantastic to be back. It's fantastic to be back. Special guests on this week's episode of the AFL Armchair Advisors include me. Oh, I had the spicy cough, fellas.
It's good to have you back in studio. I did think me and Des handled it pretty appropriately.
Yeah.
I think we did a reasonable job, especially Des. I was really worried about that.
I didn't think he knew enough words in his vocabulary to get through a full 50, 60-minute show. But he did.
He sweet talked me before the show into letting him run things. Immediately, as soon as we hit record, I was not happy about it.
Sweet talked you.
But he did a good job. I was really impressed.
Wasn't too bad at all. Wasn't too bad at all from you, Desmond. Before we leap into things, if you are brand new, notice we're getting a few more views and listens and that sort of thing, and we love that. I am Rich of the AFL Armchair Advisors. Every week we discuss all 9 games of the AFL around. We talk about who's going to win and why we think they're going to win, what you should be looking out for, our predictions. We talk around the big issues facing football in 2022. We love a little bet. We love a punt because we're just dreadful degenerates when it comes to betting. So we'll throw in a few little bets and tricks and things for you as well. Boys, we're going to make it a hell of a show. Now, first order of business before we leap into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sensible Dan.
Yes.
You and I have a confession to make to the wider audience. We've buggered up a few times when it comes to uploading the podcasts.
Yes, we have,
All right? I was reached out to, Desmond. Was reached out to by some viewers, some listeners rather, who said, "Where's the audio? Not on Spotify. Where's it been?" So apologies, we've missed the last 2 weeks. Hang around if you're listening on the potty on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you're listening to us from. We're going to have some bonus content. A bit of special sauce at the end of the show. So if you're listening, hang around. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, please and thank you. Love that. We appreciate that. We're just doing this because we're 3 very vain men. We're just doing this for attention, really.
2 of us are.
Yeah.
Des.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Look at him.
There's clearly nothing vain about you. Look at that get-up you've got on tonight.
Yeah, you look like a backing dancer in the Cats musical. What are you wearing that for?
Well, I don't identify as Des anymore. I don't identify as Des because we are in 2022 and I can identify as what I like. I'm Olivia Newton-Buss. Olivia Newton-Buss. And we are back in 1978 and you better shape up, Rich.
Is that so?
Because I need a man.
Gee, wow.
And my heart is set on the AFL Armchair Advisors. Let's get into the footy. I'm very excited.
Well, after I watched the show last week and after I saw the chemistry you two had, I reckon Dan's your man. He'll treat you like a little baby. Don't you worry about that.
Oh.
Don't not even worry about that. Let's get into game number 1 of an absolutely jam-packed round 11 show. We are looking at the Sydney Swans at the SCG on a Friday night, gents, facing off against the Richmond Tigers. And boys, I've had a week off, got over the Rona. You don't mind if I just open this one up?
We absolutely don't, man. I'm sure you've been waiting to get this off the chest, so...
Oh, I do indeed.
Let's go.
And I had one phrase in mind when I was watching Sydney play Carlton last week.
What would that have been?
They shit the bed hard. I was disappointed in the Swans. I tipped them. I quietly thought this will be a nice little test for both teams, but I expected the Swans to get up. And they went full young team mode and just, oh, no, I'm a bit tired. Oh, no, can't run this one out. Nah, not today, boys. No, a bit hard.
I really don't know what to make of them at the moment. I think they're a good team. They're just not playing to their potential most weeks. It's really, really disappointing.
You can't stay at the top for the full 22 games, though. You just can't do it. Swans had a nice start to the year. Now they're starting to trough a bit. Freo in that trough as well. Richmond, shitty ass at the start of the year, now starting to peak up. So I think it's just that natural. We're seeing that fatigue cycle creep in. And they are still a young team. Correct. We keep forgetting. Even though they've done really well up till this point, they're still a young side.
Absolutely.
These things are going to happen. It was young fatigue, and look, realistically, I'm expecting that this week they're going to be still a little bit tired as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that worries me the most, very similar to their game against the Goldie a couple of weeks ago, they had 26 more turnovers than Carlton. Oh. Like, even as a young team, you can't be having that because you just will not win too many footy games turning the ball over that much. 26 is a very, very sizable discrepancy.
No good. No bueno.
Heaney's been off the boil.
He has.
Where's he gone?
We say that. Didn't he have like 24 touches?
No, 18. No goals again.
No goals. That's the big one.
And that's what you're paying him for. He's a goal kicker. You've got all the blokes in the middle doing all the hard yards. Chad Warner, Luke Parker, Callum Mills. Heaney's just supposed to be up forward. 18 touches, 2 goals.
No good.
If there's no goals, that's no good.
And now no Kennedy.
Exactly.
Oh, that's tough.
Desmond, what do you think about this one? Sydney and Richmond. We've just shit canned the Swans. What do you reckon about the Tigers, mate?
Well, it's a bit of a crossroads game. I think they're meeting in the middle. Tigers have obviously been looking good since Dusty's been back. Mm-hmm. Unreal. Tomo Lynch in a bit of form. Big vein of form.
Out this week though.
Yes.
That hurts.
That's
does
nasty.
Hurt.
That is nasty.
I reckon they'll cover
points.
it for a week though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and
Rewalt
Dusty
stepped straight back in.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty didn't kick a goal this week either, and he will kick a goal in Sydney, potentially his new home.
Oh.
What do you guys think?
Oh, interesting.
And that is a real interesting little storyline
Do
bubbling
you know what
away.
I mean? And if he kicks a goal in Sydney, that will be big news. We'll have to see what happens there.
I find-
I genuinely think that these guys are meeting in the middle. Sydney going down, Richmond coming up.
I'm feeling a bit of that.
I think Sydney have got one last performance in them before they actual poo-poo.
What, and then just lose, 10 on the trot?
Well, it depends on who they're playing. But if they come up
Heading to
against...
Bali, they've realised the borders are open. They're like, nah,
I'm going to have a look at the run.
Young team,
while
finish
you
it
guys
up.
talk.
Go on then.
I'm going to have a look at the run, and then I'll make my comment.
I want to know how many games you reckon Sydney of right now are going to win between now and the rest of the year.
Done.
Collar up, mate.
Well, I'm sorry,
Done.
man. Look, I'm sorry.
Absolute pig.
Let's have a
I'm
look.
not used to it. I'm not used to this.
I'm going to tip the Tigers in this game. I think we always say it every week. You got to go with the team on form. Sydney don't like playing at home for whatever reason. They prefer to travel. If this was at the MCG, I might tip Sydney, but it's at the SCG, so I'm going to tip the Tigers.
The Tigers, that's interesting. I reckon all the pieces are starting to click for the Tiggies now. Mm-hmm. Lynch out is annoying for him. Rewalt will cover that. Not too phased. And wasn't it interesting? Essendon copped a bake after the performances they've been putting in, and rightly so.
Yep.
They out tackled the shit out of outworked them generally speaking. I think they had something like 23 tackles to quarter time last week. The Dons.
Yep.
And the Tigers' system and that coolness just prevailed in the face of work like. Yeah, so there you
What
go.
I've got right there, mate. Don's brought the pressure and the Tigers stood up.
And that's, look, if Sydney are bringing that intensity that they brought from rounds 1 through 4, they'll probably do some
and I
damage.
think the biggest difference maker here is the Tigers just have Shai Bolton, who is the biggest game changer in all of football.
We called it in 2020.
He is unbelievable. He doesn't need many touches. I know that it's an overused quote in AFL media circles, but he genuinely does not need 20 touches because he just gets the ball 15 times, jags 3 or 4 goals, turns a game on his own boot. He's unbelievable.
And 500 metres gained. So it's the Tiggies for me. 1 to 39 for the Tigs.
I've got the Tigers as well. Very interesting to look at. So I'm going to run through the schedule very, very quickly. Richmond going to beat Sydney. All right, so they're on 0. Melbourne going to beat Sydney. Port in Adelaide going to beat Sydney. Sydney versus St Kilda at the SCG. Don't rate Sydney at the SCG. So they're losing the next 4. They've got Melbourne. Oh, sorry, take it back. Essendon at the MCG. I think they win that.
That's good for the Tigers.
They've got the Dogs.
Predicting form in a month's time.
Yeah.
They've got the Dogs in Sydney. Loss. They've got Freo and Optus. Loss. They've got Adelaide at the SCG. They'll beat Adelaide. They've got Giants. They'll beat Giants. They've got the Roos. That'll be the game that the Roos can't win as well. So that's 4. All right. They've got the Pies at the SCG. They're gonna get the dub there, and they're finishing off with Saints in Marvel. So they're gonna win 5 out of the next 12, I reckon.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Sydney Fixturing podcast.
You just asked me to run through and predict. I think they're gonna be.
I don't actually recall either one of us saying, "Hey,
You
can
just
you
said
guys
look back, comment, give them hate.
Do you want to do a show for the rest of the year? I think it's been done.
Yeah.
I think Desmond's just said, "Oh,
You just asked me and said,
I'm sick of doing this weekly. Let's do it just
You
now."
just said look through all their games and tell me who's gonna.
Welcome to the rounds 11 through 23 show. It's a 10-minute special. And
Times
we're
139. Let's do it.
in and out. No, that's lovely.
Have you got any bets? I'm sure you do, because
baby.
I reckon your finger was hot last week.
It was, and so was the bank account.
No tipping being done.
No, well, just quietly, I made a few little bobbles. I knew I was on for one Friday night.
Good.
Everything I had came home. I was like, we're in for a weekend.
Delicious.
Now, what I'm looking at here, this is an absolute whopper. Now, bets wise, these are just legs that I really like the look of in terms of value, what they're paying compared to the performances of these blokes going into this, or I assume they identify as blokes. Sorry about that, Chad Warner. The form of these blokes going into this is what I expect is going to be quite good.
Chad Warner.
It was the first name on my list, and I'll jump off. Chad Warner for 20 plus disposals.
Yep,
Thanks
perfect.
very much. And with Kennedy out, this touch is going.
Yep.
So Chad Warner, 20 plus. Daniel Riola, your boy, 20 plus off the halfback flank. Trent Cotchin, 20 disposals. He's been just quietly plodding along, not getting any respect from the bookie at the minute. It's about $1.36. Prestia and Jaden Short for 25 disposals apiece. Jason Castagna for an anytime goal. And Logan McDonald for Sydney anytime goal as well. And that one was paying like $2.15 or something stupid like that. I was like, where's
For an anytime goal.
For an anytime goal for Logan McDonald. He had 2 last week.
Betting companies know
3.
something we
I think
don't.
he had 3
He
last
did have
week.
3.
There you go.
He was one of Sydney's best. The only ones I had to add to that was my actual boy, Will Hayward, for an anytime goal. 2 again on the weekend. He just does it every single week. $1.31. No respect whatsoever. And I had Nick Blakey for 20 plus. Big snake-o.
Lizard lips.
Big lizard. Yeah, he had another 20 plus, $1.40. He did it again on the weekend. The Swans hate Jake Lloyd now. They absolutely hate him. And they just love Nick Blakey, so why not?
Lloydie forever. No, wait, the other way around.
Yep.
Blakey forever. Lloydie never. That's that COVID.
Let's move on,
Sad.
otherwise this pod is literally going to be 8 hours
No,
long.
I'm back.
No,
I'm back.
these next few games are going to whiz through.
I'm back. That's actually true. Alrighty, Saturday at the Gabba. It is the Brisbane Lions who got shocked. They got shocked, Desi, down in Tasmania versus the GWS Giants, Dan, who are on the up.
Big fan of that.
They got him with the shocker. Got him with the shocker.
The pink one in the stink.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the sensible special.
And speaking of sensible, what do you got for this one, mate?
Look, I just want to jump off the bat. The Lions game was the most horribly umpired game I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
Well, that's a whole pod in and of itself when we talk
So
about
I'm just going to leave it there because I assume you both agree with me.
I am so angry at the AFL. Brad Scott, just...
Jump off. All right, done. Rare loss for the Lions. We weren't expecting it. All 3 of us tipped Lions pretty comfortably, I would have thought.
Why wasn't on the show, so no, I tipped Hawthorn.
But what did you... Yeah, righto, okay. We'll talk about the COVID
He
brain.
still has COVID. Yeah, I was going to say he still has it.
And you can literally almost chalk some of it up to the umps.
Yes.
Like they gifted Hawthorn a couple of easy goals. It was going both ways. Anyway, enough about that. They were not good enough going inside 50. Only went at 44% when going inside. That's not good enough for an offensive juggernaut. And they still managed to put up 112 points.
Not bad.
I think it was a good loss. I think it was a good loss. Like you look at it and go, oh well, they could have ended up losing by 20, 25, I think it was in the end, but they fought back and when it mattered, they just didn't get the job done because the umpires suck.
A loss like that keeps them hungry, I reckon. And it was interesting to me that they get a run on. They'd have 2 or 3 on the trot, and then it would be cue in the rack time. Take the foot off the pedal, and we'll just coast downhill for a bit. Couple of 3 mixed metaphors there. Enjoy that.
Yep.
And you can't be doing that.
No.
You can't be doing, we're good. We're all good.
Yeah.
We're Brisbane.
Yep.
You can't do that, boys.
That is... You never want to lose, but sometimes you need to. Just to wake you up a little bit.
Unfortunately for them, the Giants are back.
Well,
Yes,
No,
they are back,
they're
baby.
not. They are not back.
Nah, they're
Are you
back,
kidding
baby.
me?
They're back.
They are not back. Do you know why they're not back? Because they're the first team in 16, 17 quarters. I think it was 17 the number was. To lose to West Coast. If you're looking at quarter to quarter, 17 quarters.
And still won by 50 points.
yeah.
Boo. You lost a quarter to West Coast. You lost a quarter to West Coast. You suck. That West Coast scored like 78 points.
Imagine winning by 50 points and some random dolt wearing a skivvy says you suck.
Hey.
Oh, didn't win by enough. What a loser.
Yeah.
Only won by 50.
They let West Coast kick 78 points. What are Brisbane going to score against them?
I think what's more important is the Giants kicked 132 points.
That one right there.
Not against
Cogs,
Brisbane, they didn't, though.
Cogs back in the middle.
Oh. Mwah.
Muy bellissimo.
Oh.
Josh Kelly, fantastic. Harry Perryman, fantastic. James
they were
Peatling, unbelievable.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Unbelievable.
Harry Himmelberg is a fullback away.
Oh, Benny. I like that.
Mark McVeigh might genuinely be the greatest coach in AFL history. We've got to unpack this. We're not going to know until they beat the Lions this week. I'm actually going to tip the Giants for a bit of fun.
Oh, there he is.
Are you?
Yep.
I don't think that. I think.
I'm just going to for a bit of fun.
No, strike the word sensible from your name because you're done round
I've
here.
got Lions written here, but
Brisbane won to 30.
I want to see the Giants get it done.
Sound like Rich.
Steady on now. Now, last time these two played, Giants got thumped. And it was at this venue as well.
Fair.
Now, 12 months, those teams weren't too dissimilar 12 months ago from where they are now. I'm expecting a free-flowing game, but I'm expecting that scoreline from the Giants game last week to be replicated, switched, and it's
50 points.
Switch like this.
maybe not as switched. Yeah. Maybe not 50 points, but it's certainly 1-39. I'm tipping Brisbane. They're going to bite back. Like McGruff from The Simpsons. They're going to bite back hard with Kent Brockman.
Look, I'm just going for fun. I like the way the Giants played on the weekend. Yeah, it was only against West Coast, but I just liked it.
We don't have fun here,
right,
dickhead.
Dan Van
We
Unbelievable.
might have a little bit sometimes.
Fair. All right, bets-wise, what do you got, brothers?
I've got Jake Riccardi for a goal
Fair.
because he loves jagging them. $1.45. I got Tom Fullerton for a goal.
Ooh.
He's kicked one in his last three.
Mhm.
$1.66. Harry Perryman for 20 plus. He was around the ball in the midfield. Hell of a lot on the weekend. Tim Taranto still out this week.
Yes.
$1.38 for Perryman 20 plus. And I've got Cogs 25 plus for $1.54. I was going to put Neil in, but I reckon that tag is coming. I reckon De Boer is going to give him
Or Ash.
or
they'll just
both.
switch. Yeah.
They're going to give him a rough up.
A little dust up.
2 in the pink.
It will be.
And Lockie's a stink.
It will be.
Big shocker.
Yeah, that's
Shocker
it.
time for Lockie Neal.
Kneel down, baby.
What about you?
Into it.
Nice.
Well, what I was thinking was that realistically, I was genuinely thinking that the Brisbane Lions backline is that settled versus the Giants' small forwards that it would be silly of me to jump on any small forwards of the Giants' variety to kick a goal this week. That was what I was thinking. So I've gone the other way. It's all just disposals for Brisbane and disposals for backmen for the Giants. So to kick it off, got Cumming and Ward, 20 plus disposals. Yeah, that's not hard. Cumming and Ward, 20 plus disposals apiece for the Giants. Your man Canelio, 25. He's got to.
He's back.
He's back.
He's so back.
He's back. Daniel Rich was unreal with 33 on the weekend. Every time the ball got near him, it was like a wall, just bounced straight back out. I'm expecting that to continue. Josh Kelly, well, I think it was 5 now. Josh Kelly, unreal in the middle all of a sudden. And when I say all of a sudden, he's just been nicely building and everyone's just ignored the hell out of it. But he's just running beautifully at the minute. So Josh Kelly there, 25 disposals.
Him and Shai Bolton, just my favourite players to watch.
Oh, genuinely.
Just silk. Just silk.
Genuinely.
So
And big stink face McCarthy. Had
to add him in.
Had to add him in. I had to. It wouldn't be me
He
if I
went through a
didn't.
real lean patch a couple of weeks ago. He's back.
He did. 2 goals
He's
on the
also
weekend.
back. Him and Cogs dominating.
Now, if you want to put all those together, that's paying $8.33.
Well, I don't, so can we move on?
Yes, you can. Saturday afternoon at the Gahimba Stadium down at Geelong, you've got the Geelong Cats who are going to make mincemeat with the Adelaide Crows. Big Desi, dressed in a big skivvy. What do you like about this game, brother?
Can we? I've messed up there and I'm so upset because I'm in my zen. Let's cue the music, baby. It's time for a haiku.
Haiku. I enjoyed the haiku last week. I was doing dishes or some shit and just listening to the show. And his second haiku killed me dead.
It was good to be here. you just feel like you'll feel it this week. Just the energy in the room is just gold.
Okay, go for it.
Crows on the decline. Des. Sad about this, but they are young. Cats by 40. Cats by 40.
I mean, look, every word factual.
I don't know what rhyming structure that is. I don't know if that's haiku, but
Nah, Crows are on the decline, Des.
yeah,
Sad about this, but they are young. Cats by 40.
unreal.
575, baby. 575.
That is unbelievable.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whoever invented the haiku, rolling in his grave.
Yeah, if it wasn't already,
You're just massacring it. Unbelievable.
Oh wow! But I think that summed it up.
Yeah,
I'm in line.
you have. It's
Crows are young. They're travelling to... Think about what they did to Port last week at home. Like Cats.
I've
Think
got
about
that
what they
literally
did to
written
Port.
down here.
Think
Yeah.
about what they did to Port. What are they going to do to Adelaide?
Yeah.
Whatever they want, it's going to be a bloody meat fest. And it's going to be a Geelong sausage fest. All in Adelaide's faces. Like,
It's a Geelong win.
turkey.
I'm just torn on 1 to 39 or 40.
Nah,
It's
40
right in
plus.
that area. No, it is.
Nah,
It's that 35 to 50
because
area.
I just don't trust Geelong to pulverise teams. They did it to Power on the weekend, but they did it to Power on the weekend, but that means they're probably due for an ordinary Geelong performance.
And that also might have meant that the Power were due for a loss as well. They'd won, 3 or 4 on the trot. They were due for a downward
Exactly. So
dip.
look, I've got Geelong here. They were like just ridiculously strong defensively. Port 28% going inside 50.
Shit house.
That is disgusting. Even for a team without a couple of their star forwards, that's not good. The Crows, I was actually for the 3 quarters, I was quite encouraged. I thought they gave the Saints a pretty solid effort.
I think it was their game to lose, especially being like 7-13 at one stage.
They kicked
Or was that the
themselves out
final
of it.
score?
Well,
No, it wasn't.
they
Whatever
kicked
it was.
themselves out of it.
Yep, it was 38% goal kicking. That's just disgusting. That's not going to win you too many footy
They've been
games,
okay
especially
this year,
especially
though. They've been
against a
much
good
better this year
team.
than they have been in previous years, but still,
Well,
obviously not
yeah.
not great now. Not great last week.
But again, look, positive signs. I thought Berry was great again, tackling machine. Jackson Haley, tackling machine. Between the two of them, had 18 tackles. That's
Monstrous.
That's
Nice.
monstrous.
That was
numbers.
more than Eagles last week.
Well, put it in perspective. The Bombers had 30 last week.
That's right. That was a stat. That was bad.
There you go. And Jake Saligo had a really good performance as well.
He did.
I thought he was pretty handy. So there's signs there. They're not going to win this week, but It is what it is.
And equally, I think Geelong's going to start quietly getting more games into young'uns. Danger and silly Sally Selwood out this week. That means blokes like Cooper Stevens get another look at it. And what's his face? Nevitz.
Well, maybe.
Isn't that him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't that the name of the dog from the Cat in the Hat movie?
Nevins.
Nevins.
Yeah. Come here, Nevins.
That's it.
Time to die.
Yeah. When he rocked up, when the commentators were saying his name, I was just looking around. Where's Mike Myers at? Unbelievable.
Yep.
Look, Crows kicking
Said it
themselves
all.
out of it. Been said. It's been, Geelong, great win. Revealed where both teams are at. Been said, blah, 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 blah. Shit record at GMHBA, and that does it for me.
I mean,
Geelong.
look, even when the Crows were at their best, I would have struggled to tip them at GMHBA because they just hate playing there. They've hated it there since early 2000s. It's just not a good stadium for them.
Not at all, but it's going to be a good stadium for you, punting family, because we've got some bets on the go here. What I'm looking at, Tom Atkins, 15 disposals. That was about $1.26. He's not dipped under that all year.
He loves it.
Big lock. Jordan Dawson. Is his ear all right? Did you see this?
Did you read this today?
No, I didn't.
Burst eardrum.
Really?
Yep. Did you see it?
No.
Got clouted in the side of the head with a spoil.
Yeah.
Pretty loose terminology,
Yeah.
but and he was giving it these ones.
That's worse than a concussion. I'd rather be
and he was sore. You could see it was giving him a bit of grief. Still came out and dominated the back end of the game, but burst eardrum.
Hear that, Deontay Wilder? You can play through it.
He's playing this week.
They've
They've already said he's playing this week.
There you go.
And Deontay Wilder is a pussy. So
So Tom
I
Atkins.
didn't say it.
I said it. Deontay Wilder's a pussy. Tom Atkins, 15 disposals, thanks. Jordan Dawson, 20 plus disposals. Ben Keys, 25, averaging about 30 or something like that at the minute, and it's just beautiful to see. It's going to be in the Crows' backline a hell of a lot, so you can mark Duday down for 15 disposals, thanks. How many's Jeremy Cameron kicking, Des?
5.
5? Well, then that makes 2 nice and easy. So Jeremy Cameron for 2 plus. And I got a bit lusty at the end there, so I chucked Zach Tui in for 20 and Cam Guthrie in for 25.
All right, I can't believe you've missed this one. I'm not going to lie.
Go on, Den.
I've got Tyson Stengline. Stengel.
Really?
Stengel. Sorry, Stengel.
Stengel.
Sorry.
What was his nickname? Do we have a nickname for Stengel?
We're going to bet like it's 1999.
The only thing I remember from Tyson Stengline's career, and it wasn't even as a Crow, it was the torpedo out of the centre square for West Coast that he jagged from about 75 metres out. It was great goal. Stengel for 2 plus goals, $1.52. He's absolutely going to want to rub the Crows' face.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's going to destroy us this weekend, big time. Jimmy Rowe for a goal if he is not the medical sub, $1.81 at the moment. Mitch Duncan for 20 plus because he will enjoy just racking up easy touches against the pitiful wingers that we put out on the ground. And Cam Guthrie for 25 plus. Did you say that?
I did.
There you go.
But say it again, baby.
Cam Guthrie for 25 plus with gusto.
Like that a lot. Liking that a lot. Now, speaking of gusto, typically during the show, we would invite Desmond to do a scramble, which he would ordinarily do with verve and vigour. Now, boys, I'm still recovering. You know, my constitution is not great post sweet and sour cough with special fry rye. So I'm going to ask Desmond to get this scramble done early on in the piece.
I thought you were going to dog me in there, cancelled the scramble. I was going to say, oh, wait. Well, this week...
At our team meeting today, it was a seriously big discussion point. Rich decided to keep it in. I was heavily in favour of getting rid of it. But
well, after this week, I think you're going to hate it because it's nickname week and you're going to tell me. I'm going to name the nickname and you're going to tell me the player and or coach.
God,
whose nickname it is.
I'm praying no racial or sexual nonsense.
No, I'm not racial.
All right, get into it. Go on.
All right, we're going to start off with some easy ones, Dan. Happy Gilmore.
So, hold on. I'm lost already.
I think
so that's the
he's saying
nickname and you're going to tell me whose nickname is Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
In the AFL?
Yeah. Player, coach.
That's a bit rough.
Happy Gilmore's sick. I'd love Happy Gilmore.
God. Happy Gilmore.
What, past, present, or future? Or is it current?
Any past, present, future. Player, coach.
I actually find that tough. I don't really know that there's ever been an...
I've got one immediately.
Go on. No, you take this one. I'll take the next one.
All right, that's
you'll
fine.
hate the next one.
No, old microphone head. Old Jared Grant.
What, from the looks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out. That's it.
All right. Dan, Mighty Bush.
I think you need to take this one.
No, I've already had one.
I'll go the flying doormat, Bruce Dool for the hairstyle.
Oh, I like that.
Mighty Bush.
That's not bad,
I like that. All right, Richie, Mustard Guts.
Mustard guts. Mustard guts. What's mustard guts?
I think I know. I think I know already.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I will.
Go. Fire
Lance Whitnell would have fired off some absolute steamers, mustard gas-like, down in the change room. Early 2000s Carlton players, I'm sure, still struggling to this day.
I was genuinely thinking Tom McDonald, because if that man is on the he's on the all meat
sure.
diet. If you're on the all meat diet, whatever you're releasing out of your anus is going to just be
Ultra
cancerous.
mega protein
Alright.
destruction.
All right, who's next then?
Just ask both of us. We'll just come up with
All
an
right,
answer.
Harry Beaver.
Harry Beaver, Harry Taylor, done.
Done. All right, the heifer.
You can take that one.
2019 Jake Stringer. That's my go-to answer for just about everything.
All
But
right,
yeah,
but you can't answer 2019 Jake Stringer with this one. The soft serve.
I could.
I don't know why I giggle at these. They're just stupid.
Soft serve.
The soft serve.
Who's the soft serve?
Adam Treloar.
Yeah, he actually looks like one. Yeah, go on.
It's the hair.
All right.
Yeah.
It's all
Who
the
wants the last one and who wants the next one? Because the last one's fun.
We're just
The last
answering them
one-
together.
hair. Yeah, we're tag
right.
teaming this week, baby.
All right, frozen mango. Second
Frozen mango. Yeah.
What are the what?
Nick Holman.
Hard and sweet.
I don't know. Nick Holman.
one.
Yeah, go on.
Pick a name.
All right.
Yeah,
This one here, taco mix spicy wieners.
you are
He's cracked.
Who's called
He's-
taco mix spicy wieners?
No one.
literally no one.
No one is my answer to that.
Taco.
Okay,
No, I'm
I'll
fighting
ask
back.
you.
Yeah, go on then.
Who is it?
Me.
Who do you think of in the AFL when you say
When I think of taco mix spicy wieners,
Yeah.
I don't know, I was just hungry and I was thinking of taco.
So you were thinking about Wieners, classic.
and there is a look.
Taco mix spicy wiener. All right, let me think about it. Or let me just get the ears out.
You made it up. You should have an answer ready.
Taco mix spicy wieners. I don't know. All I can think of is John Leguizamo, but he doesn't play footy.
I mean,
Nah, that'll do.
This is the worst shit I've ever heard.
That'll do.
Let us roll on.
Stewie Jew.
Stewie Jew, dearie me. Alrighty, let's have a look at the Saturday twilight game at the MCG. We see the Melbourne Demons. Going back to Melbourne this week, not Narrm.
That's nice.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed Narrm. Narrm was all right. I nearly gave it
I
away.
actually think they are still Narrm this week.
Are they Narrm this week?
they
Yeah.
were-
All right,
they-
it's the Narrm Demons. I'm
It was
doing it
for a
right.
fortnight.
Narrm Demons versus the Fremantle Dockers. Desmond, who's winning and why?
Who do you think's winning?
I'm asking you.
The Demons are going to win easy. They're
Yeah.
going to keep their winning streak rolling forward. If Fremantle cannot beat Collingwood at home, they're not going to travel to the best team that I potentially have ever seen in my lifetime. They're not going to beat them at home. No chance they beat them at home. Even if they fire up and have a good performance, they're still going to lose by 20.
The Dockers' last two games have been played in torrentially bad conditions. I mean, look, I'm not saying
It does matter.
I'm not saying that they're a good footy team, because I think that the last 2 weeks are going to leave them feeling pretty sore and sorry for themselves.
I think they're a good team. I just don't think they're anywhere on the caliber of Melbourne.
Yeah, I don't think they're an easy write-off. The last two, the wet weather footy is basically anyone's game.
Pretty much.
Anyone's game. The Dockers just did not adapt to it. You would have thought they would have learned after the first week. Kicks, not handballs. Did not do it. They had almost a 50-50 split, kicks and handballs on the weekend. Pies was about 25% handballs, 75% kicks. That's what you got to do in wet weather footy. Jam the ball forward and
Hope
jag
for the
goals.
best.
And you look at Melbourne. Sorry, man. I've
No,
cut you
no,
off, but
please,
Melbourne
no,
have
please.
obviously played West Coast and North Melbourne the last 2 weeks, and coming out, they might be a little bit shaky. And
Soft draw.
You know what I mean? They might be a little bit shaky because they have not, like, North Melbourne gave them a little bit of, like, how you going in the first quarter, but Melbourne would have just been having a Sunday kick. Like, they were taking it easy, and you saw that because they finished off winning by 47 or 50 or whatever it was.
Well, that whole game was very much centre bounce, tap, handball, kick, mark, goal.
This week could be very similar. I just don't see
And then did you
Fremantle
see
testing them.
during the week Gary Lyon getting on his high horse saying the Demons had to rubber the green from the umpires? It would not have mattered.
No, it didn't. Because players like Ed Langdon, right, in a 50-point win, and Langdon had, 10 touches?
Well, that's because he got spear tackled by Taron Thomas. I don't know if you saw that.
Broke his ribs.
I didn't
Got
notice
knocked
that.
out of the game. You didn't?
No, I did not.
Broke his
Ball
ribs.
was
It
up in the air.
it was a real
Langdon had the Dukes here. Taron
Nice
Thomas
double.
was like, I've had enough of this.
Murdered a man.
Yep, went full Roman Reigns mode
Actually
on him.
did. I'm gonna
It was
look it
good.
up.
It
No,
was good.
my-
And obviously he got paid a free kick. Langdon kicked a goal, which got up for my punters that were listening last week, $1.80 for Langdon goal. And Taron Thomas got reported for it. So all's well that
Did he
ends
get a
well.
game for it though?
No.
No,
I was
I'm
going to say, you can't give him a game for that. It was it was a rough.
going to maintain my point. Blokes like Spargo, Bowie,
Well, Gus
Neil Bullen.
Gus Brayshaw did nothing.
Rivers, Gus Brayshaw.
Just did nothing.
Did nothing.
For 3 quarters.
Because the boys going nowhere near him.
No.
Interesting that. No, look, I think, and you say the wet weather footy didn't matter. In Frio's case, it absolutely matters because their whole game plan is built on excellent skills and executing skills consistently excellently. Say that 10 times fast. There
I
you go.
just don't think it matters in this game.
In this game, I think it will because on the wide expanse, MCG, great drainage. Obviously, it's a world class facility. weather's going to be very conducive to some hard-running, fast-flowing football. That's going to be a lot better set of circumstances for Freo to come into. And I think this is going to be a really good test for them. I don't see him beating Melbourne, but I see it being a really good test for them.
And you would like to hope Longmuir sat him down this week and said, this shit is not good enough. We need to fire up. Biggest game on our schedule, basically. Coming off 2 bad losses. They want to take Melbourne down. They'll want to be the team that does it because everyone's going to write them off this week.
They have to look at it like a grand final. Like, this is essentially like,
and they don't play Melbourne too often at the G. But having said, look, if they're going to bomb the ball into their forward line like they were doing last week against the Pies, you saw how easy Howe and Moore were picking it off. What do you think Lever and May are going to do?
I've got it written here. Freo's 15th marks in the comp inside 50. Ooh. What do you think Jake Lever and Stephen May are going to do about that? They will have an absolute field day if they continue that. They're going to need big games from the small forwards. They're going to need the small forwards to do the majority of the work and Matty Tab to chip in, Rory Lobb to chip in with a couple if they can get their hands on it.
They'll get their chances, but I just don't think they're going to have enough chances to kick a winning score, not against this Melbourne outfit, because they kicked into gear in the second half. Their fitness is immense. Mm-hmm. Their fitness is another level again. Narrm, they're not losing this. It's Narrm 1-39 for mine, boys.
Correct. I've got some bets to go along with that. Narrm 1-39. I was thinking you might say 40 plus because you're real dirty on the Dockers right
25, I reckon. 25 plus.
I'm going to go 139.
Going to sit in between there.
Sam Switkowski put Jack Ginnivan in a crippler crossface on the weekend, so he's out this week and the next. So I'm going to take Lockie Schultz for a goal, $1.42. Track for a goal, $1.31.
Oh, wait. To quote a man.
Jordan Clark for 20 plus disposals. Hasn't dropped under that in the last 5 games. That's $1.53. Very good value for mine.
Love that the Cats got rid of him to bring in.
I mean, they hate young players.
Exactly.
They hate young players. I'm not off topic. I hope Charlie Constable gets a game for the Suns this week and makes a statement as well. Like that. And I've got Drew Brayshaw for 25 plus disposals, $1.23. That's a nice little fluffer. He'll get his 25 against Track and Oliver.
You've jagged a fair few of mine.
Good.
Here. I had Track 25 touches. I didn't have him for a goal. I had David Mundy for 20 plus disposals. Yeah, he turned the clock back on the weekend. Hell on snakes. The going got tough.
I'm not having this. There is no clock on David Mundy.
Well, the going got tough. He got going.
It does not apply to him. Time just doesn't apply.
It's the golden locks. He just shakes it and just time stands still.
It keeps going. So 20 plus for Mundfoss. Caleb Sarong, 25 plus disposals, please. Ever since he came back from that little spell that he had back in the twos, he's been on, and I like it. And Drew Brayshaw for 25 disposals, as Dan said, as well as Jordan Clark for 20 plus, and I've also got Melbourne to win by 1-39. That was paying like $1.93 or something like that.
Just quickly before we leave this game, who comes out of the midfield for Nat Fyfe? You can't take Will Brodie out of there. He has absolutely earned a spot in that midfield.
I think they're going to take Will Brodie out. Yeah.
He's absolutely earned a spot. He was their best player again on the weekend.
I think they'll spend weeks just trialing and testing rotating blokes forward.
I would love to see Nat Fyfe forward.
I would like to see that too. I think you'll see Gus Brayshaw go forward. Andrew Brayshaw go forward.
Longmuir said Fyfe's midfield, but that midfield is probably the most settled aspect of that team the last couple of weeks. He needs to go forward. They need someone who can mark inside 50. He's good.
I think you see a bit of rotating.
I hope so. All right, let's move on because this one's nice and easy.
Oh, Yakamatsu, which is Japanese for this is no good.
Speaking of Japanese.
Hello. You got another haiku?
Let's go. Read it out first. You read out.
Saturday night at Optus Stadium, we've got the West Coast Eagles taking on the Western Bulldogs. Boys. Now, is it haiku now or are we saving it?
Haiku time.
Haiku time.
All right.
And this will probably just actually gloss over the whole game for us. We can move on.
Do you know what? It's pretty good. I think it does summarize the game for me. I will not make any comments after.
I actually love this.
All right, let's breathe.
For the rest of the show?
West Coast Eagles. Oh. How bad can one team be? Fuck. Dogs have come back. Dub.
Wow.
That's literally our job done.
I mean, yeah.
To be honest, like the dogs look good last week. They're back and firing. They're not back to what like I mean back as in like not grand final form back, like looking like a top 8 team back.
Yes.
You say you're not grand final, definitely a top 8 team. The Suns are much better than people are giving them credit for. They've had 3 really good weeks in a row, and they challenged the Dogs big time on the weekend. 100%. And the Dogs just stood up. Same as what we said about Richmond. They got challenged.
Yep.
Good teams find a way to hold on.
I respect them for that win.
Absolutely.
The Dogs earn my respect with that win because I'm secretly high on Gold Coast. I think they're a bit underrated. They're under the radar this year.
If they had Ben King, they would go close to making the 8, I reckon. But
Oh,
we're not talking about them. We'll talk about them in a second.
But that makes, when you look at the Dogs win, like that, they toppled Sydney. They toppled Freo the week before. Far out. Like Doggies.
And they'd only ever played in Ballarat once.
And Doggies to get, that's what I was going to mention, the location as well. But for Dogs to get the win, I like that. And like, they're against the Eagles, so they can do whatever they want. They can toss the magnets. Jamara's kicking 6.
Gee whiz.
in the VFL,
Is he
maybe,
even going to play?
Yeah.
He's not even playing.
potentially.
Shuey out. Gaff stinks. There's not a lot to
His
say.
performances have been highlighted now that the team sucks.
Yes.
All he was ever doing was front running, getting cheap, slutty possessions. We said it on the show every single week. Great for fantasy, great for betting. Not so good now because he can't do anything.
No good.
And I saw him on the weekend trying to rough up Josh Kelly at centre bounce. It's like, come on.
Was it like Mr. Burns slapping at Smithers?
Oh, what are you proving? Picking the smallest guy in the Giants midfield as well, for God's sake.
No, well, he swore off violence ever since he murdered a young boy in Fremantle colours once upon a time.
Anyway, that was the Eagles' best game for weeks, I thought. They had some good moments. They actually won the hit-outs, which was unbelievable. That's good.
Good to win a stat.
Absolutely it is.
They won a quarter.
I
They
would
won
be-
a quarter against the Giants.
If I was them, there would have been bottles popping in the club rooms afterwards, mate.
It's line time.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben Cousins, Daniel Kerr turned up out of nowhere. They were ready to go.
Not David Wirapunda.
Nah, not David Wirapunda. He's a saint.
I love David.
And they're also, the Dogs are going to be getting Waitman back.
Yes.
They're going to be getting Tim English back.
Yes.
And probably Taylor Dre as well.
Yes.
This will be an absolute massacre. Dogs 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, whatever you
I'd love to watch
want.
the Dogs win by 100 here. I'd love an old-fashioned doggy beatdown.
It'll be a red, blue, and white wash.
will.
That's what you've been whistling.
Made me
That's what
nervous.
you've been missing. Western Bulldogs 40 plus for mine. Look, they were better.
Yeah, they were.
The stoppage work's not too bad. Eagles just needs the end of the season to get here because they're unfit, lacking in talent. Nah.
Let's move on to bets.
Please. Well, I invite you.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Please, Dan.
I've got Buku Kamas for 2+ goals this week, $1.98.
We're going to add, we got to watch, by we, I mean me, got to watch Buku live. When he kicked his first goal against Port, we're going to play that right now. Have a look at the screen right here. You got to add that in, Richie, otherwise I will be very, very upset.
Well, you're about to be very, very upset, Des. We've got more bets to discuss here.
I've got Tim English for 20 plus. Even though he's coming off a hamstring and
20 plus?
and an illness. Yeah, he's done it in every game so far this year. And he's going to be just running around the ground, getting nice, easy possessions at the end of the game.
What's that paying?
$1.71. That's easy money for mine.
That's interesting.
Baz 30 plus.
Yes.
He'll do that walking backwards on the wide expanses of Optus. And Jack Redden, because I need some Eagles in here. Jack Redden for 20 plus. He's a fighter. He gets his 23 disposals every week. Hard earned 23 disposals, and that's $1.54.
Not bad from you. I'm pulling out a lot of value out of these games. I'm finding this week. There's a lot of value to be found. Like a couple of these legs that I've been presenting, if you multi them all up, they're paying north of $10 most times. This one's paying $9.50 before you apply your boost. So see what you make of this. Ed Richards, 15 plus disposals. He's only gone under that, I think, twice this year.
Yep.
Aaron Norton, 2 goals. I mean, he'll have that by quarter time, I'd have thought. It shouldn't be too bad for him. McRae and Bailey Smith, 30 plus disposals. I echoed what you said. Tim Kelly for 20 plus disposals, because someone's got to get him. Someone's got to get him. A Kangaroos, 25 plus. I know he was down last week. He only had about, 23 or something like that.
Not everyone can have 25 every week.
But he's going to have it this week.
He will.
I'm telling you right now. And Dunks for a goal, because he's been just quietly getting around the goals. He's good for 1 to 2.
I actually reckon, though, that this means he'll be leaving the Dogs.
I reckon you're right. There's a squeeze on.
There's way too many blokes trying to get in that midfield.
Where's he going?
And
Essendon would pay up for him.
anywhere that wants him.
Yeah.
Most teams would be smart to pay up for him because he is a genuine jet. But there's just too many mouths to feed in that Dogs midfield.
Josh, call us. Tell us where you're going. We'll release it live on air. We are going to have a look at the Gold Coast Suns facing off against the Hawthorn Hawks on Saturday night up at TIO Stadium in Darwin, Des.
At least they're used to the hot weather, the Suns, but far out. Hawthorn have just gone from one extreme to the other, haven't they?
And they've never played in Darwin. Hawks have never played in Darwin.
I'm going to be honest with you. If that game that we saw Port versus Saints earlier on in the season, I don't think it would have mattered if you played in Darwin every week of your life. I actually genuinely don't think it matters. It's a horrible ground. I was really looking forward to this game when I saw it on paper.
Find out what the weather's doing in Darwin. Go.
Suns
Go.
have been great. Hawks Great win on the weekend. And then I find out it's at TIO Stadium. Not happy, Jan.
Where you'd be happy.
Anyway, look.
You'd be happy if the Suns played there twice, won twice.
Yep.
Don't mind it.
And they're coming again off a good showing. And that was with Took Miller, 19 disposals on the weekend. That's gross from him.
It was junk.
Even more gross, Matthew Rao.
Horrendous.
6 disposals. What are you doing, son? Gross. I don't know where it went wrong for him. He has completely lost his way. They got massive games out of Joel Jeffrey, 5 goals.
That was amazing.
Including an overhead kick. I don't know if you saw that one.
And a rising star, Norm.
Unbelievable and well-deserved. And Witts was just an absolute monster. 55 hit-outs.
That's unbelievable, that.
Even against Jordan Sweet, who I think is he's
ex-Rooster. Love it.
He's a competitive ruckman. 55 hit-outs is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He's having a huge year. I'm actually going to tip the Suns here, 1-39.
Gee whiz, Desi.
I've got the Suns as well. I'm not adding any analysis. I'm just going to add the weather.
Talk to me.
At 7 p.m, 30 degrees.
Ooh.
What percentage of humidity?
Oh, yeah?
900.
62. And
That's actually
it's all
solid,
right.
though.
I was expecting worse.
32-kilometre winds. It's mostly sunny.
So I am comfortably tipping the Suns.
I'm tipping the Suns as well here, and I feel funny kind of doing
bloody
that.
hot, isn't it?
I'm tipping the Suns. Yeah, I genuinely think that the climate's going to play a factor.
I think the Suns are a better football team as well. I think we forget that too. Like they are very underrated. If they don't win this, I'll be very upset.
Well, look, if Hawthorn follow the narrative of a young team, TM, that they're going to have a win that they shouldn't have had, and they're going to be high as kites, and then the come down is going to be this week, and they're going to drop a game there. Everyone's going to be like, oh, why weren't they competitive? They were so good last week.
I think they're being. I think the Suns are being disrespected. I think like $1.78 on Sportsbet, something like that. $1.78.
That's a bit
damn.
rude. That's a bit rude.
And it'll be interesting.
Happening?
It'll be interesting to see whether there's any sort of blowback from this umpiring thing. Sometimes you see weeks where the team gets the rub of the green. The next week it's a bit leaner.
We've never seen it so evident and so blatant. So blatant. I'm going the Suns. Majority of it is based off of the location where it's going to be. Hawks have never played there before. Gold Coast have. I like that Gold Coast did just squeezing more performance and talent out of random blokes than what you'd expect. Like, where did Joel Jeffries come from all of a sudden? Malcolm Roses has done his bit.
Yep.
Blokes like Chol, who's grown an extra leg, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, when he's gone up there. I love that. Levi Casbolt off the scrap heap.
Yep.
They're just getting these blokes who were just jobbers at their old clubs, and
Des will resent that about Chol, but you're right.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. We said it last week. I'm real happy for Stewie Dew the most out of all of this, because obviously he's had a lot of speculation around his job.
I hate that.
Alistair Lynch is a absolute dead set certainty, and Alistair Clarkson, dead set certainty to take over. If I was North, pay him whatever he's worth to come and help you out.
I would have thought they need it.
Just off topic, but
Charles the man. I'm so
real
upset.
happy for the Suns. In saying that, I was pretty impressed with the Hawks on the weekend, despite the umpiring. John Newcombe is an absolute star.
He is.
He went and did a tagging job on Lachie Neale and did a reasonably good job, I thought. Kept the influence quiet.
And Mitchell wound the clock back, didn't he?
He did. He absolutely did.
Now, if Newcombe goes bang, and if Mitchell repeats that, a bit of vintage 2018 performance, the Suns are going to find that mighty hard to stop. So do we see Touk Miller go head-to-head with Mitchie?
Absolutely.
I like that.
And Touk will absolutely outwork him.
Yeah.
But the bigger problem lies in Matt Rowell for me. He is the odd man out in that midfield at the moment. Noah Anderson's pulling his weight. Touk Miller most weeks, apart from last week, pulling his weight. Not Matty Rowell.
He needs a sabbatical. He needs to go to Tibet, meditate with the monks, Matthew.
What he needs to do, go to the VFL. Charlie Constable into the AFL team. Go and get Matt Rowell some confidence and give Charlie Constable a proper run at it.
I like that a lot. And you're going to like these a lot. I've got some little bets for you here. I'm looking at James Sicily, 20-plus disposals. He had 24 on the weekend. Locked that one in. Joel Jeffrey, an anytime goal. That's still paying stupid money. He had 5. I don't think he's going to go off the boil immediately. Dylan Moore, anytime goal. The picture of consistency for the Hawks at the minute, Dylan Moore. Love how he goes about it. Same with Jai Newcombe for 20 disposals, please. Now, 2 interesting ones here. I like the try bet, either team to win by less than 39.5 points.
That's fair.
Which was paying about $1.50.
Should be a close one.
Should be. I'm expecting so. And any other result on the wire-to-wire.
It's back and forth action.
I'm expecting a bit of back and forth action here.
I like it.
All of those together is about $6.
I had the human anus for a goal. Ben Ainsworth, $1.32. And Chunky Miller, 30-plus disposals.
You reckon he's back?
Yeah, I think you have a big bounce back performance this week. Buy low on fantasy. That's my tip for the week.
I like that. I'll tell you, mate, you're back as well. I'm frothing this. It's good energy.
It is.
It's good energy. You've got the Archibald Prize winner over here with Des. You don't even know what that is, do you? No. He's going to do some Googling.
Absolutely. Yep.
We're going to move it on to Sunday. The first game on your Sunday slate at Marvel Stadium sees the St Kilda Saints taking on the all sorts of problematic North Melbourne Kangaroos. Do you hear all the chat? We'll get into this a bit later, but you hear all the chat from Caro about how David Noble, there's big friction with the players and he's lost them. And then all of a sudden, 3 of their recruiting staff have just bailed just on the same day.
Oh, no.
And AFL media have just been sitting there rubbing their grubby little mitts together because they love nothing more than kicking a team when they're down. And Adelaide fans, I don't know about you. I don't know. I'm not sure where you sit. But Adelaide fans, we know all about that. We know all about what they love doing when teams are rolling around in the mud, and it's not good.
I'm still crying over Leon.
I am not. In the slightest.
Look, that was a great win for the Saints. They just found a way. You mentioned it beforehand. Good teams find a way, and that's exactly what the Saints did. Mm-hmm. Kept at it, and all of a sudden blew that out. It was, like a 35-point win?
And without Jack Steele.
Without Jack Steele. Unbelievable. Because
that conversation there is more interesting than what this game's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Most things are.
St Kilda, think about when St Kilda kicked they kicked 5-6 goals in a row, which happened again to Adelaide, poor Crows, in the last quarter. What happens when they do it against the North Melbourne?
And you know what?
That's in the first minute of the game. What about the rest?
What I thought was great, who stood up for the Saints? Brad Hill.
Yes, he did.
Normally he's
30.
Surprising.
Normally he's a bit of a front runner. So when they're going well, he'll have his 20 disposals.
And then when
it's tough, he'll have 5. He was the man. They were looking for him all around the ground, and he was everywhere. 30 disposals and a goal.
Crows did him dirty, though. They just pay no mind to that.
No,
man.
but
and it burned him.
But if they're not going to, he can only do what room he's given, and he made the most of it.
God gave him.
And it was good. We ragged on him regularly. That's what we want to see. Performances in the big games. When the moments count the most.
If you turn up, you won't get dunked on by us.
No. Callum Wilkie, Josh Battle having fantastic years as well. Just got to give him a bit of respect. But Saints, 40 plus, easy.
I've gone 40 plus for the Saints as well. They're building nicely, and a standard game from them will win this. The Crows provided pressure, and the Saints withstood it very nicely. Now, North Melbourne's not going to bring half of that.
No. And this turmoil this week is going to absolutely crucify them. Bad clubs can't deal with outside noise. And this is too much.
This could be a 100-point loss.
I would think it probably will be.
Could be.
Saints are just an attacking.
The only thing that would stop that is the Saints goal kicking because they have been known to be pretty ordinary.
Could be 4 goals, 17.
Could be. But I'm hoping it's not.
And that would still get them a sizable win.
Do you want to talk a few bets?
I do.
Would you like to take it away?
Go on, yeah, why not?
Please.
I've got Max King for 3+ goals.
Interesting.
I think he'll do that easy.
What was that paying?
$1.47. It's barely even value, but I think I think he'll do it pretty comfortably. Marshall for a goal. He likes sneaking forward and riders in the team. I've got Jack Sinclair for 25+. Had 33 on the weekend. Lovely. Brad Hill for 20+. That's $1.54. After a game like that on the weekend. But then again, it might not be down there too much, but I'd back him in to do it anyway.
Nicely from you. Zach Jones, he's played, I think, 3 games now back. His first 2 were 20, and then I think he had 23 on the weekend. So I've got him locked in for 20 disposals.
Yep.
LDU for North. Someone's got to get him, and it's probably going to be him. He's reasonably consistent at the moment. Sinclair and Crouch, 25 disposals apiece. And Max Hing I had for 2 goals. Again, he should get that by quarter time, I'd have thought. Saints to win by 40+. Put all those together as paying $6.90.
Nice. The last thing on North, did either of you see today the story about Jason Horne-Francis as well?
No, I didn't. Is it dummy-esque?
No.
It wouldn't fit into dummy?
No. It's got nothing to do with that. After the game in Perth last weekend, he decided not to come home with the team, came home to Adelaide for his birthday. Or a family member's birthday, something of the ilk.
The birthday was had.
Didn't tell the club about it. Just decided to do it off his own back, and obviously been reprimanded for it. You can't do that to your star player. You got to let him do whatever he wants at this point.
How dare you have a life outside of football, you piece of shit?
He's one of the only reasons that club is barely even watchable at the moment, and he will go. He will go. He's coming back to South Australia. There's nothing surer.
Or Freo. He grew up a Freo fan.
Look, not that...
Probably got a port, let's be real.
Look, there is always a bit of chat about draft picks not signing second contracts, and sometimes they do it late. I don't think he will. I think he's had... I honest to God think he's had enough already.
I'm with you on that.
And Cam Zerha's contract's been put on hold as well. I think there's going to be bigger problems existing in this club in the next couple of years.
Does it end this year? Does the contract end Zerha up this year.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and
He's going to Richmond.
Hornies is next year.
He's going to Richmond.
But Horny will not be there longer than this year.
Zerha in.
We said it at the time, and I've thought about it more since. They should have taken the Crows offer of 3 picks. They need cattle, not stars. They need players, and they're going to have nothing. Nothing to show for it.
Or even trade those picks. You could bundle them up and trade a first and some other steak knives pick for an established player. And you could have turned that into 3 established players.
Yep.
No, well, let them have what they're going to have. Let us move on, fellas. Dummy of the week?
Yeah, let's get
Dummy of the week? Let's get into it. Fellas, without further ado, I'm very pleased to say that Dummy of the week is back.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Dummy of the week.
Gents, it's been a long time. You didn't do it last week, and that's fine. That's all right. That's all right.
To be honest, there was actually nothing last week.
That's all right.
The AFL world really kept pretty quiet.
People winding their necks in.
They seem to have taken offence to that and doubled down this week.
That's been huge.
I know you've got a couple in the barrel
do.
ready to go.
Do you have anything? No? Well, you're bringing it up to the table, aren't you already, brother?
Look, I've got a couple of minor ones, so I'll get them off my chest and I'll let you do the big stuff.
No,
all right?
you go.
Kane Corns gave the Dons a bake. Said it was embarrassing that they tried to stand up for themselves against Richmond. And I don't know if you watched the game. Ben Hobbs played out the second quarter with a toga style jumper from it being ripped because Richmond were getting stuck into him. They were getting stuck in back, and Kane Corns said, "Nah, that's embarrassing. That's absolutely embarrassing." What was embarrassing was the week before when they did nothing. At least this week they showed a bit of chutzpah, and I appreciate that. I don't think that's worth giving them a bake. Good on them. The other one was Caroline Wilson giving the Giants a bake because they decided to give Mark McVeigh and James Hurd the coaching roles, sit him up in the box. What about the full-time assistants? Don't they deserve any respect? What, the same assistants that got them to 2-7 this year?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of respect earned. Well done.
Mark McVeigh was the assistant, was he not?
Nah, these are the full-time assistants that do all the laptops and grunt work.
Also, how does she know that they weren't offered that and they turned it down?
Anyway, even then, who cares? They've done nothing to earn their positions, and they're probably only going to do the same things that Leon Cameron would have done, which is crap.
Look at a laptop.
So anyway, move on. I've had me little spell.
No, I like
Cameron.
Rate that from you. Well, I had Caro down.
I would like to hope that's the last time I've say that name, but I doubt it.
No, I'll make sure you say it again. Don't you worry about that, boy. You'll scream it out.
That's when he nicks out, Cameron in.
Oh, gee, imagine a
No,
world.
I'll never say Nick's out.
Imagine a world. No, look, I had Caro again. She's been busy.
She has been very busy.
She's been real busy, running the mouth, getting some real K's into the jaw this week, and she's beaten the old North Melbourne down to Tasmania drum again. Now, Caro, love, this chat's been had. Everyone said it's not happening. They've now, and I don't know how they've done it, credit to them, the one win that they have had is the fact that they're no longer in debt. Okay, they've just rebuilt Arden Street from the ground up. Do you honestly think that the AFL is going to move a club that's no longer in debt, that's just got a completely rebuilt headquarters at Arden Street? I'll tell you what, boys, love that. Love the brickwork. Oh, I love the facade you've got. Oh, is that stone clad? Gee, that's beautiful. You're going down to Launceston. Fuck off.
And you know
it's
what?
It's not going to happen.
And do you know what the only surefire way to ensure that no Tasmanians would buy into a team is sending that absolute rabble down there in their current state with no stars, no talent, no anything. Yeah, perfect. Send them down there and watch the Launcestians zone away.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Imagine if like a homeless person asks you for a bit of food and you rummage around in like, I don't know, a bin and pull out a 3-day-old banana skin and say, there you go, eat that. No, give him something decent. Give him some nourishment.
Give him some nuts.
Yeah, and then nothing sure. 2 years down the line, they'll be like, "Why did Tasmania fail? Caro will be there. They've got no money. They've got no fans. What was the AFL thinking?
Yeah,
Bring them back to North Melbourne.
Absolutely. Imagine that. That'd be funny as. North Melbourne 2, die harder. That'd be great.
Rue Hardy, you mean? Surely.
Gee whiz. Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson giving a little clip to Big Robbo.
Been a while.
Big Slobson, but he's back.
Good.
He had a gigantic rant earlier on in the week about the wokeness of umpiring in the AFL, and it's the woke AFL now that's ruining the game. And I went through these frees, Jared, and they're not there, and you can't be bloody given a bit of push and shove, and the game's sanitised. It's a game for tough men to play, and if you're not tough enough, you shouldn't play it. Now, Robbo, the points that he made were all fair and reasonable at the time. Yeah. They were all fair and reasonable at the time. However, since about 2018, Robbo has been banging the drum of Nah, he deserves more weeks. We've got to stamp concussion out of the game, Jared. We've got to stamp these violent acts out. That was contact to the head, Jared. He's got to go. He's got to go, Jared. Since about 2018, Robbo's been carrying on about how blokes need to get rubbed out for more.
Yep.
So the AFL says, all right, we'll sanitise the shit out of the game so you can't touch anyone or do anything. And now Robbo's crying that it's just soft, baby game. What do you want, Robbo?
Yep.
Make a decision.
Correct.
He's an idiot. It annoys me.
Robbo! Robbo!
You can't stop him, mate.
Robbo!
The worst part is that those idiots are on TV 4 nights a week debating these sorts of things. Unbelievable.
Sorry to the listeners that are now deaf.
Robbo!
We're free. We're free. Like, literally free.
If you know anyone at Fox Footy, anyone listening out there, if you know anyone at
He's
Fox
not.
Footy,
You're out.
That's still funnier than anything Mark Howard's done on Best on Ground.
I'm
I
not
don't care.
free. I'm valuable.
Apart from his
I'm worth
fanny
thousands.
neck.
Steady on, we're not digging into blokes. We're not
What?
digging into
That's not a
blokes.
dig.
Not digging into blokes like that. I
I'll
don't
do
want
anything
none
for
of
a
that.
$10 popcorn chicken bucket.
You just heard it right there. You just heard it right there. No, look, I could keep going. Those were my big ones. Those are my big ones this week. Let us roll it on. Gentlemen. Oh, the
Finish
umpires are
off.
shit. There's one for you. Collingwood Magpies.
Brad Scott's got it wrapped up this year, just quietly.
I hate Brad Scott with a passion.
We don't even need to say it every week because otherwise it would just turn viewers off. He's already won the award. He's won my 3 votes for the year.
Yeah.
I'll let you know that right now.
Every week locked in. Sunday at the MCG sees the old foes, the hated enemies, Desi. It's the Collingwood Magpies squaring up against the Carlton Blues and their travelling band of umpires. And they sing and dance and play the tambourine and do whatever the Blues ask them to do. It's fantastic watching. Dan, what do you reckon?
I think they did prove their class though.
Yes, I agree.
Sydney gave them hell in the last quarter, and they just withstood it. Same thing we said about Richmond. Same thing we said about whoever the other team was. I've already forgotten. It's just
Saints.
in one. Yeah, Saints.
Brisbane.
Yep, in one ear, out the other. Brisbane didn't stand up. They lost.
Fremantle.
Yep, go on. Why not? But they just withstood it. It was really good to see. Old Carlton would have lost that game by 10 goals. They would have had 12 goals kicked on them in the last quarter, and that would have been that. So really, really good. Charlie Curnow, all the way back. He's leading the Coleman now. I just love watching him play footy. When he's cooking at the top of his game, he is fantastic. I get the strong feeling you don't agree.
No, I do agree. It's the best season so far.
You can't disagree with that.
It's the best. Let's wind it back. It's the
And
best
this is without-
7-game stretch he's put together.
And that was without Mackay as well. That was without Mackay. He pretty much single-handedly won that game for Carlton off his own boot. He was borderline unplayable in the first half. Went a bit quiet as the game went on, but fantastic from him. They got the best midfield in the comp.
Yep.
Bar none. And I won't hear a word otherwise.
I will agree.
Tom de Koning he's pulling his weight. I wouldn't say he's a great ruckman, but he's doing enough.
He played well, though. He took some great intercept marks on the weekend.
Especially in the last quarter. He really fronted up. And then when he's resting, they just put Paddy Cripps in the ruck and have a laugh.
Have a smack. Or Silvani.
Have a laugh. They just let whoever he's rucking against get their hit outs straight down the throat of George Hewitt, clearance. And they just laugh about it. They don't care. It is unbelievable. I don't think they're going to win a final this year. A grand final, that is. But they are a seriously dangerous team.
They could go deep.
I think
They could
they're
go deep. I do
top
agree.
4. I agree. I think they're sitting number 4. I think they're the 4th best team we've got.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to roll the Pies here. The Pies have made this interesting by beating Freo, and I like it. I like it. It's interesting. I respect that. But Carlton are going to roll over the top here comfortably.
Same thing I said about Freo. The wet weather footy, they would have come out of that game feeling good because they'd won, but their bodies will be sore.
They will.
And
you've
who's
played.
gonna stop
You've
them?
played footy in the wet. You've played footy in the wet. I've played soccer in the wet. You always feel worse.
Quince.
Yeah, big Quince.
Get a
I
load
know.
of this
Yeah, I know. Big girl. I get it. I've heard it all before.
Sensible soccer over here.
I've heard it all before.
Sits down to pee.
Yeah,
Hey,
well, it's
nothing
more
wrong with
comfortable.
that. Sometimes.
Why use your legs if you don't have to?
Sometimes you got to squirt the hose, mate. You gotta sit down.
But genuinely, you do feel more sore and knackered after a game
Shit,
because you have to work so much harder to get anywhere.
I'm a bit
so
sore right now, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, 51 sessions in 23 days will do that to you. And I mean, not MMA.
Whereas, Carlton coming off the long break Friday night and now don't have to rock up until next Sunday.
Yep.
Or getting those hours into the bods.
I've got the Blues 1-39.
I've got the Blues 1-39 as well.
Blues 139.
Yeah, no, their forward movement was so precise and direct on the weekend. It was lovely. They just made it. Curnow must be laughing himself to sleep at night, thinking, "How good's this?"
Yeah, I mean,
How good's
again,
this?
he's playing amazing. When the delivery is coming in like that, any forward in the league would be eating right now.
I'm just worried about the Pies. We've sucked Carlton off pretty well just now. I'm worried a little bit about the Pies. They're just not getting too much out of their second stringers at the minute. Blokes like Noble and Quainer, just McCreary, these sorts of blokes. You can't expect everyone to go full Ginnivan mode and take the game by the scruff of the neck from out of nowhere. But as we're now starting to see from out of, say, the Suns and Freo, who are really starting to get more consistency and performance out of those lesser lights, so to speak. Collingwood's going to need a bit more of that if they're going to do anything, because it can't always be blokes like Moore and Pendlebury and Sidebottom doing all the heavy lifting. Young Dacos doing great, but it can't be him.
I mean, Jack Crisp, every single week he's been the Pies' best player this year, I reckon.
Yeah, he's got
comfortably winning best and fairest. In saying that, Darcy Cameron had a great game in the wet.
He did.
I was genuinely gobsmacked how well he played.
He's coming into his own.
Obviously, you have to because you're paying Grundy so much. But would Grundy walk back into the team if he wasn't being paid that much? Darcy Cameron has been infinitely better than Grundy was early on this season.
Hungry.
And in the wet, unreal. Usually big men struggle bad. The best thing that could have happened to him, and sorry to Mason Cox, was Cox getting that finger injury.
No good, yeah.
Because Darcy Cameron is a ruckman through and through. They tried Cox in the ruck. It wasn't really working anyway.
Hopeless.
And then once Darcy got in there, took over. Just dominated Sean Darcy.
That's where he's meant to be. Yep, Blues 1-39. Des, anything more? Last words?
No. Let's get on to the last game.
Let's
finish it.
Bets.
Well, the last word is bets.
Oh,
The last
Eddie.
word is bets.
Last one's Eddie.
The last word
Get
is
into
Eddie.
a couple of Eddies.
I've got Lipinski for 20 plus. I've got Dacos for 20 plus. I've got George Hewitt and Jack Crisp for 25 apiece. Thanks very much. Will Hoskin Elliott's paying like $1.70 for a goal.
$1.82.
Why?
And he kicked 5 in his last 3, Des.
Why?
That's
I
good.
like
He's
that.
averaging.
That's good value.
He's
for him.
averaging over 2 goals a game at the minute.
He's good. He's playing well.
It's good value for him.
Where's that come from?
I don't care.
So jump on the Hosky. Zach Fisher, anytime goal.
Yep.
Been pretty
Mate,
consistent.
we've got the exact same bets here.
And I've also got Zach Fisher 15 plus disposals.
I don't have that one. I've got Sam Walsh for 30 plus.
Nice.
Genuine superstar. What more can be said? He's an absolute stud in every sense of the word.
Future Brownlow medalist, I would have thought. Let's go to Sunday afternoon at the Adelaide Oval. Last game of the round. The Port Adelaide Power
The graveyard shift.
seeing off the Essendon Bombers. Des.
Bombers have obviously fired up a little bit. Still doesn't mean they're going to win. And that's not a haiku. That's just a fact, and that's just how it is.
They don't
how he
even,
speaks
they're,
now.
they're that bad. They don't even deserve one.
Oh, they just don't. They don't. I did one last week, and I had to talk about Chol. So, Port at home here. They've come off a loss. After having a little bit of vein of form, it's going to be easy win. It's just elementary here. I'd love it if they did lose and Bombers somehow found a way, but Bombers aren't going to travel to Adelaide and beat Port.
Did they do it last time? I don't think they did.
No, they did not.
No, I think they got pounded last time.
Last year, Port absolutely destroyed them.
And yeah, they pounded the poo sheen, mate. Pounded the poo sheen.
And you're expecting something similar, I take it.
I think it's going to be worse.
The worse? So what's your bet?
Port 60 plus.
60
plus!
Oh my days!
I think they're going to go
Whoa.
nuts. I think they're going to beat them.
60?
Beat them. I think they're going to beat them bad.
He's gone big here. I reckon
Beat.
he's been tipped out of the middle seat this
Yeah,
week.
oh, yeah,
and now
angry,
he's angry and he's thinking, I've got to reassert some dominance. I'm
Yeah.
going to say some mental case things.
Trying to jump some groundswell for the fans.
Yeah, it is.
Get Des in the hot seat.
I'm going to look and see what the line is. You guys talk.
It'd be somewhere around about 30, 35, I would have thought.
I
Look,
think even less.
35, spot on.
Oh, there you go.
you are correct. This is an elementary win for Port Adelaide,
Mm-hmm.
provided they turn up and play at their
I'll
best.
tell you after.
60 plus outrageous call for mine.
Yes.
I mean, there is a world in which that can happen.
Watch it
If,
happen.
if Port gets angry about what happened on the weekend, for sure, but I just don't see it. Their midfield was this is Port, was their biggest worry for me. They got beaten by a deficient unit.
Yeah, well, you got to... Going to Geelong, though, as well. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
it was
but-
at
yeah.
Adelaide Oval, as you said last week, if it was at Adelaide Oval, you'd probably be tipping Port. And I happen to agree with that.
The only place on the ground, though, in GMHBA that is neutral is the centre. And they got beaten in the clearances by a very ordinary team. Once it spreads out into play, then it's anyone's game. That they should be winning the midfield battle against guys like Parfitt and a broken Dangerfield, a 90-year-old Joel Selwood. Like Rosie and Butters and Wine should be beating them.
Should be.
That's my opinion on that. Look, that's just a week, though. Dons, I thought they were improved. That's as good as I can say about them. Doubled the tackles from 30 to 64. That's awesome.
It's very good. I don't think they bring that this week.
No,
though.
probably not.
Because that's hard to sustain.
Because now they'll cry that Kane Corn said they were too hard.
Well, I think they'll just cry
Don't
because
like
they didn't
that.
win. But we tried really hard and we didn't win. And I think that's going to be their mindset this week.
They missed Jordan Ridley, but I thought they held up pretty well without him. Mason Redmond had a great game. He decided to dog shot someone. Now he's out this week.
It's a bad loss.
Idiot.
Big red dog shot. Say that 10 times.
Red dog shot.
No, don't say it 10 times. But look, I did like the fire they show, even if it was a little bit misplaced. Port 1-39.
You've taken all of my comments from there. I think our word to go off of Essendon and have a look a bit more at the power. I think they just got found out a bit at Geelong. I think that's probably a bit more of an accurate representation as to where they're at. They had a bit of form. They were spoon-fed a few opponents, got themselves up off the canvas, but to come up against another premiership contender, I think they got found out a little bit. And
I resent that. Geelong's not a premiership contender.
That they are more so than some of the
resent that.
easy beats that Port's played recently.
I still resent it.
Not including the Dogs in that. But look, back home against easier opposition, it's hard to see Power losing this unless they choose to not rock up.
Should get Dixon back this week, which is, I mean, we rag on him a little bit, but that's big for their forward line.
Farrell's been big for the forward line. They love having the ball in his hands. Bloody hell.
I've got him for goal.
Dixon's going to help the 60+.
At 3 on the weekend.
I don't mean it.
No, I was going to say, yeah, look, 3 on the weekend.
I don't mean it. Don't mean it.
In a game like this,
Dixon's playing.
This is a perfect game for him to come back into.
Yeah.
Against a beat-up back line, he should have a reasonable day out.
Strongly agree. I think we've all agreed on the Power. Lovely. Bets-wise, I've got Trav Boak. Oh, go on. You had something for me? Yes,
Port
60.
Port to win wire to wire, $1.54.
That's good. Great value.
Little multi-booster.
Yeah.
Des, lock of the week. Bang on it.
He's back. Rate that from you. What? You never found out what 60+ was paying?
I'll look it up.
Have a look. Trav Boak, 25.
I'll say $3.60.
Nah, more than that.
Surely. Zach Butters and Dyson Heppel, 20+. Carl Amon, 20+ as well. That man is looking at a contract, so he's going to be fluffing that stat sheet, maybe. Darcy Parish, 30 disposals. I've got Port Adelaide to win by more than 15.5 points in the try bet. Just a nice little fluffer. That was paying in the 130s or somewhere like that. And did I mention Andrew McGrath, 20+ disposals?
Look at the brain ticking.
It's good, isn't it?
You didn't, but I've got that as well. Very good, very astute betting.
$7.74 if you put all those together.
What did you say? 60+? What did you say for?
I said $3.60.
$4.30.
Yeah.
Wasn't too far off.
That's not bad.
Did you say Kane Farrell for a goal?
No.
I had Kane Farrell for a goal. 5 in his last 4, $1.41. I had Archie Perkins for a goal.
Yep.
Because he usually jags one every week because they don't score 0 points.
No.
And someone, namely Archie Perkins, usually is kicking them. And McGrath 20, Parish 30.
Great from you, Dan.
Elementary.
Great from you, Dan. Fantastic, boys. Oh, brings us to the end of an absolutely ripping round 11 show. It's great to be back. Great to be back, fellas.
And I cannot wait to post this podcast.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that.
I cannot wait to do it.
Do you know what? He didn't post it because it was hating on me. Because it was a Des
I'm going to be honest with you. That one falls squarely on my shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. I had nothing else to do all week.
But
I
was hating on you as well. So there you go. Bit of payback.
It's all love here in the studio. Thank you very much for watching on the YouTube. We appreciate that. Like and subscribe, please. I beg of you. Lovely. And that's disgusting from you, Desi. And look, thank you for joining us. Jump online, chuck us a few messages on the socials at Armchair AD on the Insta, Armchair Advisors on Facebook. Like, comment, all the rest of it. We love you and we'll see you next week.